What's up, guys? It is Patricia from tarantulaheaven.com. We have Miss Spidey, who maybe you can see her little butt right here. She's about to go into her tunnel, or at least has been thinking about going into her tunnel for many hours now. It is a very difficult decision, so it takes time. But anyway, today I wanted to talk about tarantulas and motherhood and share a few really interesting facts with you that I have learned. If you're new here, I put out videos about tarantulas and spiders every single week on Tarantula Tuesdays. So if you're into that, please consider subscribing. And if you are already a subscriber, thank you for joining me again this week. I really look forward to reading your comments and just connecting with you. But anyway, so I was very inspired to make this video after I came across an article, it was a video on YouTube about, I believe it was, let me see my notes, the black lace weaver spider. And tarantulas and motherhood, it does kind of make me very interested anyway. Like, as you guys know, I look at my pets like my children, and just the whole idea of motherhood is very interesting to me, how like humans as a species mother and also how animals mother. And of course, this curiosity would also go to tarantulas. And because there's not much information out there about tarantulas, especially like scientific studies and research, fortunately, this is a growing hobby, so I imagine there will be more in the future, but right now it's limited. So I don't know a ton about tarantulas and spiders and motherhood, but I wanted to share some interesting stuff that I have found. And the first thing that I wanted to share was about the black lace weaver spider. Now, I conceptualize mothers, or most mothers, as being very selfless and loving beings. As you guys are tarantula owners, if you are parents to tarantulas, I imagine that you also have this side of you too, considering that tarantulas are animals that can't really give back. So I know that you at least have a part of that in you too. Turns out that the black lace weaver spider also has a bit of that as far as how they mother their young. I would say that this spider takes the prize as far as how they mother their young. I saw this amazing video on YouTube, which I will link to you below because you guys should watch it. It's fascinating. But it turns out that once this spider's babies emerge from their egg sac and they get a little bit older, she actually lets her spiderlings feed off of her body. Like, she actually sacrifices her entire body to them. In the video that I mentioned that I'll link to, the video shows like when it's time, this spider instinctively lays down in front of her babies and she actually allows them to eat her. And this is completely instinctual. It is part of the life cycle of this spider. And so this is just the circle of life. Like, they know what to do. They know that it's time to eat mom and grow and get on our own journeys so that we can carry on the same weird cycle of life. So I thought that was very, very interesting. Another really interesting spider mom is the wolf spider. I love seeing pictures of this spider with her babies. If you ever come across a photo of a big spider with like hundreds of little baby spiders on her, it's probably a wolf spider. These spider moms will carry their babies around with them while they're young, and yeah, there's a lot of them. It really does put into perspective, you know, when I see mothers with their babies on their hips, I can't even imagine what it's like to be a wolf spider, but they seem to do it with grace. Now, moving on to tarantula moms, still some limited research with this, couldn't really find too much, but an interesting fact is that tarantula moms are kind of mysterious. Sometimes they'll actually eat their babies. So cannibalism with tarantulas is actually pretty common, not only in the mating process, but also when the egg sacs have actually been laid. The reason why a lot of tarantula owners opt to take away the tarantula egg sacs from the moms is because a lot of times she does eat them. And there's not much research or understanding about why this is. Like, some people imagine that it might be because maybe they sense that it's not a good egg sac, or, you know, maybe the egg sac holds some good sustenance for the spider. I am not really sure, but that is why some people say you should remove the egg sacs, because the mom can actually turn on her egg sac and eat it, and definitely ruin any chances of you having any tarantula babies. And when the egg sac actually is successful and is not cannibalized, I think things also get very interesting with tarantula moms too. So this is regarding how tarantulas like actually raise and parent their young. So I don't believe that tarantulas raise them together as far as like male and female. I don't believe that happens. And if it does, I don't know about it. But the females will generally become very defensive over their egg sac if they're not going to eat it. They will guard it, they will protect it. They will also turn their egg sac several times a day to make sure that the egg sac develops correctly. So I think that's a really cool instinctual response that tarantula moms have. In communal species of tarantulas, which there aren't too many, but in communal species at least, tarantulas and moms and their babies can actually be seen cohabitating together for, I guess, for life. And they can live in perfect harmony. I also found another amazing video, which I've also linked to, that you guys should totally watch, is that when these communal species live with their babies, they actually catch food for them and like share it with them like they're having a family meal, which I thought was so precious and adorable. And one thing that I found is very interesting is that despite having such limited and bad eyesight as far as we know, tarantula moms can actually very well distinguish between what is prey and what is their babies. Like even if the cockroaches are the same size as their babies, they just know that this is prey and this is my child. And I really want to do another video about this, a deeper video in the future, because I think that this is one of the coolest things about tarantulas, is that they have these really interesting instincts despite having very limited senses. So that is really cool. And in the video that I've linked to, that I found on YouTube, there's a great video of this mom, tarantula mom, catching I think it's a cockroach or something like that, and giving it to her babies, and they all kind of eat together. Very adorable and also very precious, and shows that tarantula moms, despite not being able to feel emotions or anything like that as far as we know, they do have these really great mothering instincts. And some of them even have these really scary mothering aspects to them too, if, you know, in cases where they're eating their children. But anyway, that is what I have for you guys today as far as really interesting spider and tarantula facts. I wish there was more information about this stuff, but as the hobby grows, maybe one day there will be way more. And I do believe that, like, the work that I'm doing, as well as many other tarantulas owners are doing, and also what you guys do in the comments and in continuing to share all of the information that we have, is kind of what builds onto the knowledge in this hobby and what we learn. And so we can all learn from each other. And I so appreciate when you guys leave comments sharing your own experiences and your own information, because we can all learn. I learn from you guys all the time, and I love reading about your experiences. So if you have any experiences with spider mothering or tarantula moms, I would love to hear about it. If you've witnessed any interesting behavior or heard of any interesting behavior. Spidey, just to talk about her for a second, she is my elderly G. rosea, and in my care she has never been mated. I don't have any intentions of mating her, and I do not know if she's ever been a mother. So that is a mystery, but never in my care. And I do every now and then get questions about whether I would like to mate her, and I think because I'm so attached to her, I don't think I would. And also because of her age, I do think that she is quite old. Her molts are several years apart, so I don't think that's in the cards. But I also just really don't want to take the risk of having her get hurt or hurting another spider. And that's just because of my attachment to her. So yeah. I know that there are a lot of people who ask, because Spidey is a very loved tarantula on YouTube and also on Tumblr, and she's actually very internet famous. So I do believe that many people do ask because they would love to have a baby Spidey, and I totally love those comments. I think it's so precious. I myself would also love to see baby Spideys because she is such a great spider. But I'm not going to do that. I don't have any intention of mating her. So no tarantula moms over here, other than myself. But I will still continue to look for more information about tarantula mothers. I think it's such an interesting topic. Spider and tarantula behavior is something that deeply interests me. So I hope this was interesting to you guys too. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week for Tarantula Tuesday. Take care. Bye-bye.